Hello and welcome to the Sonic Boom TV Review Podcast, because we can't use Boomcast because someone else took the name.
Yep.
But anyway, I'm Sonicguru, and I'm here with Worms T17, also known as Niki.
Hello.
And the always classy guy, Jaime-tude.
Today's broadcast, or tonight, or tomorrow's broadcast, depending on when you're listening to this, is brought to you by purchasing the Batman Arkham Knight Season Pass a year or plus after everybody else and not getting any of the glitches, bitches.
We're still plugging, are we, James?
Yes, we're still playing.
All right.
I've got a few pieces of DLC from that. I didn't get the Season Pass. I think it's an okay game, but not as good as the first one. But anyway.
All right.
I'm still waiting for them to top Arkham City, but they're stopped.
Asylum's better.
Whatever. This just.
I might pick up the Return to Arkham box set, but then again, the remaster doesn't look good. But we're not talking about Warner Bros. Because we'll get fucking content ID'd.
I know.
Okay,
let's move on. Let's move on before DC catches on what we're doing.
No, it's Warner Bros. Are going to get us.
I know, but I don't trust either of them.
Anyway, Season 2 started last year, but now we're talking this year because we finally got up to a decent amount of episodes to talk about. So see you after this. See you in another 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So start us off. Season 2, Episode 1. Tommy Fonda, Method Actor.
Maybe you can be a hero too.
Is it me or does all the TV personalities in this show just seem to be very one note?
It's not just you.
The worst is still. Actually, I think this one's the worst one. At least Justin Bieber was a one-note joke.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah.
Well, the story in this one is Tommy Fonda. Everyone loves Tommy Fonda and he's the movie hero. And apparently he wants to get a new movie going, so he takes inspiration from who else? Sonic.
Yeah, by living with him, literally.
And dressing as him.
Yeah, exactly.
And instead of actually delivering on that, he ends up more or less taking credit for heroic deeds that he never did.
Yeah, that's something I'm going to bring up. Although, funny enough, Tommy Thunder, this is now the second time he's actually appeared, because he did appear back in the episode where Knuckles had the trash can. Suddenly he had a trash can, and everybody thought it popular, and they had Comedy Chimps show.
Yeah, Tommy Fonda was a background character.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the first time we get to see and hear him and know who he is, so...
And what do we think of him?
Basically, he's the cliched actor you imagine, someone who is admiring someone but really doesn't know how to deal with the real world.
He's pretty much part of Sonic's personality, the egocentric part, turn up to 10 and is the usual I'm an actor, you must lovely cliche.
Yeah. There actually is a gag where even you can be a hero. Oh, wow, thanks. Hey Tails, I know you are a hero, thanks, but it doesn't really mean that much coming out from you. It's like, oh, that is such a mean joke at Sonic.
And everybody admires this guy for what being he's pretending to be something he's not, and that's you like you've said, Dan. It's a very common joke when it comes to actors, especially
It's the term "never meet your heroes."
Yeah.
It's I'm thinking of Johnny Cage to draw a comparison.
All right.
Yeah, it's like, hey, it's me, Johnny Cage. Remember, I was in the big few movies. If you want an autograph, I'm a bit busy right now, but you can. I can stand right there if you like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if you don't get him his juice, he punches you in the gonads.
Oh god.
Exactly. Give me a juice box, biatch.
Yeah.
So.
One thing I will say about this episode, because I noticed it straight away is during the climax, the climax battle.
Yeah.
It's the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog theme song.
Yeah, they basically do their own riff on that. It's
Oh yeah.
And like, didn't I say during one of our last podcasts of season 1 that this show is basically the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog but with structure?
But with structure, yeah. So
I think they took it a bit too literally, and I expect money for this joke.
Well, to be fair,
You need the money badly for a new laptop.
Yes, please.
But still, the fact that they did that as a wink, wink, nudge, nudge joke, that was a nice little added addition.
It's pretty good, but it's the only thing everything else about the episode is like, it's not really a strong episode to start off.
It's not a strong opening episode.
That moment is, we listen to the music, it's like, that's the best thing I remember about it.
Yeah, and like I said, my problem with this episode is that it's mostly this guy sort of, trying to be the sort of nice, caring guy around Sonic trying to be a method actor, but really he's just being a smug dick, and like I said at the end of the episode, it ends with him looking like a coward and wimp, but realizing he has all his fans, and then Sonic decides the normal thing is just let them believe them in the lie, and he still gets away with it. Which is...
No, you know what you do? You go behind the scenes of your favorite actors, dig up what they do, and okay, so maybe this is a bad idea. You don't always have to dig into the personal lives of your favorite actors.
No, not saying that.
But I will say, I personally admire the actors who do stuff off screen that make them a little bit more heroic.
Like Robert Downey Jr. actually giving a bionic arm to a kid.
And
he was acting as Tony Stark.
Yeah, I've seen those type of things, yeah.
Yeah, those are the actors. Well, I was thinking more along the lines of Harrison Ford actually choppering people out of Haiti during that hurricane.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
that's freaking heroic right there. Come
Yeah.
on.
I know, but like I said, this is obviously making, like I said, the point of Boom is that it's making fun of the stereotypes and cliches that we've seen in sitcoms, and this is how they treat this one. There is another thing that's worth mentioning, is that we get to see a new area of Metburger, because apparently there's one behind that rock area, that's where it's based.
A VIP section.
A VIP section in which the joke is, the VIP section. But I will admit, the funniest moment is at the very end of the episode. I knew it! It just sticks, just confirming it was a lie all along.
I think that was her only line in the entire episode.
Yeah. I also noticed, it's worth mentioning for Series 2, because two major differences. One is that the character models have changed a bit, so they've got a bit more textures in their sort of bodies now. If you notice, if you look up close. And also, they permanently now have all, like, the wrist communicator thing.
Yeah, I noticed that. Like, not all of them have them except Styx, obviously.
Yeah,
she actually still uses a phone somehow.
Yeah, she still uses a phone. Well, God knows what that's made out of.
Because that can't be tapped, right?
No.
Not unless it's Bluetooth, but then again.
Yeah.
Overall, Tommy Fonda Method Actor is 2 stars out of 5.
I would say that.
It's a episode. It's okay. It's like, great, got a season 2. Not a great start.
Yeah. As an opening, as you said, as an opening to season 2, it's not the best, and like I said, I feel a bit like Sonic was cheated out of this in this episode a little bit, which sometimes you can do that, but if it feels like you're truly screwing him over, it's like, I don't know. To me, the way I view Sonic the Hedgehog feels a bit like pushing it too far, but, an okay episode, but whatever.
So, how out of 5?
I give it 3 You Can Be a Hero 2s out of 5. It's kind of an adequate episode to start off. What I think is actually, if you keep going, there are definitely better episodes.
Oh yeah. That's something we can. Well, luckily we'll lead into episode 2, don't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yours is 2. What was yours out of 5, Niki?
Oh, the same 2.
Okay.
2.
I'm the one who's editing this room. I gotta put up stars now.
No, welcome to the wonderful world of editing.
On cheap laptops.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
Hey, don't knock it. It was a £300 laptop when I first bought it.
Ooh, sorry.
in 2009.
Oh.
We're getting personal again in these podcasts, don't we? We always seem to get personal in these things, don't we?
Well, I'm attacking myself here, so I'm fine. Alright, episode 2, Space Mageddon Apocalypse.
Oh, I love that title.
Boy.
I love that title.
That is the best title.
Okay, I just want to say this. The first thing, before we even dive into the story,
I was
when
gonna
this
say,
when this episode first started playing, we've talked about how all throughout season 1, every other song that played in the background was some sort of imitation of something else, or it was oh, this is a nod to this or that, or Funky Town, or Thriller, or Benny Hill.
Yeah.
This one opens up, and it comes up with one of the cheapest. It's one of the cheapest gags that they could possibly have done, but they actually used the theme for 2001 here. Not a mock-up. No, this was the actual theme.
The actual one. All right.
Yeah, maybe they had someone cover it, but it was like just so they didn't have to buy the rights for it. But
Yeah, well, a lot of shows have used it before. I mean, The Simpsons have used 2001's theme before anyway, so.
This is the kind of thing, though. This is the kind of thing that gets changed around, though, when it hits DVD.
Yeah.
So keep an ear out for that.
But you didn't hear the adventure music. You didn't remember that initially, didn't you? You're supposed to be the music man.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Anyway,
the plot involves Eggman wanting to fix a satellite and notices there's a giant meteorite asteroid thing.
I like the fact it actually starts out with him in space already, just fixing a satellite. We don't know what it does. It's probably his TV satellite or something, knowing him.
Yeah.
Or it's the antenna for all his robots.
Yeah, but no,
what happens when you have DirecTV.
Yeah, exactly. And of course he gets Orbot and Cubot to do it because he's not going to do the hard work himself.
Yeah. And he comes back. And this clip was showed off at the Sonic the Hedgehog 25th anniversary party in San Diego.
Like 2-minute scene we got to see from that anniversary, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Eggman warning people that, yep, this actually is happening. It's not a scheme, because if it was a scheme, I'm the one who would be laughing, not you.
Comedy 101, people.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was still interested. Oh.
It's here we have a Knuckles. Knuckles actually doing something right.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
Somewhat. Episode. We got a lot of they launch Knuckles into space to try and blow up the asteroid, and instead he starts punching it to pieces because that's what he does.
Yeah.
And
I think with this episode as well, it's getting more and more self-aware.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've got a gag of Knuckles actually saying, apparently Sonic, you save the day every other week.
How often do I actually get to save the world? Well, kind of TV listeners at least once a week.
Yes, so they're getting on there.
Well, it would be that case if they actually aired the damn show.
And on an actual channel that actually people have with their TV packages. I don't have Boomerang on my fucking cable network. I have Cartoon Network.
So do we want to do the whole ranting about that now, or wait that until a bit later on? Because,
wait until the end.
Wait until the end.
Okay,
we're just warming up.
Yeah. But let me ask you these two. From the preview, what we saw of this episode, two things. One, from your opinion, did you expect that to be a Knuckles episode at all? And two, did you think this was going to be a two-parter? Because we have been promised two-parters this year.
I'm
actually... go on. Yeah.
I actually kind of, because it's a big thing, it's a world ending, and it's just like, well, we got it over in 10 minutes, so there we go.
Alright.
Then, of course, there's also the Jokers. I can see the meteorite with my telescope. What are the difference between a telescope and a telescope?
There is
not.
I'm doing it to boost my ego.
Mm-hmm.
He
doesn't have to. He's got two tails. What else has he got two of?
Oh, I've got to say this. I mean, there were a lot of good jokes in it. I think one of my favourite jokes is them stealing Eggman's rocket and literally just going, just the way they fucking do it. Oh god.
Just pick it up and move it.
Yeah, the policeman just literally locks it on the thing, drives it off very slowly, and Eggman has nothing, can't do a thing about it. It's just like, I can't believe they just did that.
And also because he has a bunker, which apparently Q-Bot knows of, and turn a mustache off my mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He has to draw like a lottery to pick people to go into his bunker with him.
Yeah.
As motivations really rapidly change as
How about go outside and have them draw straws? I expected this joke to happen. I expected to come back with pictures of straws. And he fucking does. I still laughed. It was a predictable joke, but I fucking loved it.
But it was still funny.
It's no straw. Like, I like the bendy one. I can't do what's his name? Travis Cunningham's voice. I can't do Travis's voice.
It's alright.
Yeah, the guy who does Knuckles does Orbot. Does Q-Bot.
Yeah, Orbot. Q-Bot, yeah.
As far as the episode is concerned, you asked what I was expecting of the episode after seeing it
in preview.
The one thing that I did see here, obviously, was the episode being a Michael Bay send-off.
Yeah, I mean,
because,
the name itself. Yeah.
Come on. And not just the name, but also the fact that you have a meteor hurling towards a planet that can destroy them all.
Only a certain person can do it. Then you got the classic slow-mo walk because everybody...
hurry up. Oh, sorry, I'm being dramatic.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering how they were going to do that gag.
I expected that as well. It's like, they're going to turn the speed about, like, yep, there we go.
All right. Yeah.
When you run out of joke ideas, just fall back on the ones you know.
That's it. Well, there's always one version of that joke you can do, depending if you're smart enough.
There's only one joke you can do with that. I think, no, actually two. The other one, when they start talking, it's in slow motion as well.
Yeah. But that's what I mean, is like, if you're smart enough, you can try and do a new twist on a certain gag, but...
Mm-hmm.
And even that, actually, there's another 2001 gag, whereas there is, I'm sorry, Knuckles, I cannot allow that to happen.
Yeah.
Makes sense, because Eggman's a robot.
Yeah, Eggman's the computer system, as Hal, or Gladys. Well, let's be fair, in this day and age, people think, isn't Hal just a male version of Gladys? No, Gladys exists because of Hal.
Yeah, because it existed before you were born.
Exactly, so,
There's a fan theory there.
Oh, God.
Please don't.
Please don't, no. There's another sentient AI.
It's up to you to invent it.
No, I was just going to say, there's a sentient AI and alien breed as well, but I'm not going to go into that because we'll be here forever.
Okay. Well...
Or Showdown.
Yeah, again, whatever.
But, end it all, he smashes the meteorite into pieces, which Sonic is excited to actually save today from smaller meteorites.
He gets the last minute bit of glory.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I got to hit 30 save the village on 30 meteorites. I counted 31. Where was the last one go?
Locks Eggman in his own bunker.
With the 5 people he chose to save for money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I actually find it ironic. Was it Orbot that brought up the point that if society's all destroyed after this, your money won't mean anything, right?
Orbot did.
Orbot's the smart one. Orbot's the more pleasant one. He's more the butler type one.
That was just sort of. I was just sort of thinking when you have this this particular plot. That was the one thing that I was noticing as soon as this money scheme came on. It's like, wait, yeah, once a society is destroyed, you can't do anything with paper.
Yeah,
it'll be bottle caps.
Exactly.
It will be.
I had to do a Fallout joke there, Nikki. I had to.
No,
I haven't even.
Fallout's taught us anything. Bottle caps is the currency of the post-apocalyptic future.
No. The post-apocalyptic future's currency is Pokemon cards.
Oh, bloody hell.
And I've only played Fallout 3, and I still got that. Oh, well. So, how about this?
I forgot about one little bit of this episode as well. Apparently, when they're collecting mirrors for the raid they were going to use, Styx is looking to a mirror, and it's a classic version of her.
Oh yeah, this thing. There's a quick glimpse of her. Supposed to be another version of her with just black pupils.
Be gone, evil Styx. Is that one?
Yeah,
it's
that's
gag.
the one.
Yeah, that's the gag. Yeah, which funny enough, she does make another appearance in one of these later episodes, but I'll bring it up when we get to it. Wait and see.
Okay.
Anyway, I really enjoyed this episode. I give this one a 5.
I give it a 3. It was definitely better than the first one, and at least we finally got a new location, space, surprisingly, and
we asked for a new location. Well, what's better than space?
Yeah, and again, it's actually, did we get to see the island from outer space as well? Because I think it's the first time we get to see a different view from it, from just the typical shot of it sort of zooming in, from the beach in.
I think so.
I think so. I'm just saying that, anything new we bring up, because we're sad, lonely people that have nothing else better to do with our lives. But that's a different story. Anyway, a 3. Fun episode.
So says you. I'll give it 3. I'll give it 3 swapped shopping lists out of 5.
A what list?
Shopping list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Knuckles accidentally takes the shopping list up with the set of directions how to use it.
Jeez. These are complicated instructions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And number 3, we have Nutwork.
Oh boy.
I've seen this one, but I cannot for the life of me remember what the fuck happens other than Styx becomes a news host presenter.
Okay, well I'll tell it then since so the setup of this episode is that Styx is going a daily life and finds out that apparently they're cutting off all water on her side of the borough, and of course she complains to the mayor, who, let's be fair, is not particularly competent. And
it's Mike Pollock. He's got several voice actor roles.
Exactly, but I'm just saying, we know what the mayor's like in this one, and particularly, oh boy, does he have a bizarre thing in this episode. So she gets pissed off and does what she does, rally a group of people against the government, and this ultimately ends up with her having a pirate radio / TV broadcast.
Yeah, which leads her to a network job, which leads her to, ironically, doing the exact opposite of what she was trying to do in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, initially she was doing this because she thought Eggman was stealing the water, and it was true.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the end, by the time she gets to be a news reporter, she ends up being sponsored by Eggman.
Yeah, this is it's I guess the best the best way to describe this episode. Sorry, Dan, what?
Just saying, I remember it. It's just, I don't know. The entire episode was just forgetful for me. I'm remembering it now. What you're saying, it's like,
yeah,
just the only thing I remember now is the mayor has puppies.
Yes,
the puppies have puppies.
Yeah, it's apparently.
And then the puppies have puppies have puppies.
Yeah, it's apparently really they breed like rabbits. Those buggers.
Yeah, they. You have to wonder in a universe of anthropomorphic animals, what's up with those puppies?
Well, let's be fair. In this universe, we have again anthropomorphic animals. We got regular creatures. There has been a cross-eyed moose who screams like the screaming llama.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's a straight screaming goat.
We're seeing octopi as well.
Exactly, the octopi. So
I would say it's kind of like the Archieverse, where they could be humans, but then you have anthropomorphs, and then you have animals.
Yeah.
So
maybe.
There is a chain. There's probably maybe the guys who actually do the show have it all figured out, but who knows? Maybe they're just going, sod it. We're just going to run with it.
We're just going to let the fans come up with the questions.
Let them speculate.
Maybe I had a theory one time, like when you see these puppies in this universe and you realize, look around the town and do you notice any handicapped people?
Not really. I mean, there was the
There's the goat lady who has a speech impediment.
I don't know if that's a speech impediment or she's just born like that. Whether she's just all goat people talk with that sort of
That's my theory, at least. I think I know what I'm hinting at. But as far as network is concerned, it reminds me of a movie I saw once called Network. I don't know if you guys have heard of this movie, but it's
I'm pretty sure they stole the name from that.
It's the movie that gave birth to the quote, "I'm mad as hell and I won't."
Yes.
Yes, we have it's about a news anchor who becomes a sensation after a series of events. He snaps at his job. He goes railing against the system because back in the 70s when that movie was made, it was kind of like a lot of news today where we just sort of do fluff pieces and not what the
real issues.
not necessarily what the overheads want the people to hear.
Yeah.
And so he goes on a rant, and at first he says on the air he's going to kill himself, but he backs off from that, and once he starts becoming this guru that is saying stuff that people want to hear, the network gives him his own show, and the ratings are great, but eventually what happens is
he falls back into the cycle again.
No, the sponsor of the network doesn't like it because he's speaking out against them. And the sponsor meets with him in one scene and famously says to him, "Well, you better actually have some respect for me, because if it wasn't for me, you guys wouldn't even have a network to begin with. I'm the one who's paying your job money here." And so I see a lot of those elements recycled here. We have Styx has an actual issue that she wants people to talk about, but turns out when she starts working for the network, she can't talk about it because guess who's the sponsor?
Yeah,
it's a little bit different. I'd say in network I would probably have sided more with the sponsor on certain things, but in the Boom universe, I'm not going to side with Eggman.
Because let's be fair, it would be a lousy product anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing him. Also, just remember this actually. Also, in this episode, so the ego loses a job and then gets it back at the very end. So because apparently he has nothing else to do with his life.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the reason for a lot of characters in this show.
They just have, outside of being threatened their own jobs, they have nothing else better to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, I guess for me it's just 1 star. It's just completely forgetful for me.
All right. I give it this. Sorry. Sorry.
Go ahead.
All right. I'd probably give it a 2.5. I mean, like I said, it's mostly Styx related. It's not one of the best ones they've done, but it's still an interesting episode. It's got some good laughs. There's actually quite a funny gag with Tails helping out with Styx, and he does like a variation on the Styx in a tree, thingy, and he does like a little song about that. I'm pretty sure he does. I might be remembering it wrong, but it was funny to see Tails helping out Styx with technology, since she does go in a bit of a ramble about technology is evil. But no, it was an okay episode. Surprisingly, I don't remember what the hell Sonic, Amy, and Knuckles were doing. I don't really remember what the hell. Don't know whether they were in there that long.
Yeah, they were probably just hanging out at Medburger.
Yeah, they were probably just watching the lunacy unfold and just go, see how it pans out.
Mm-hmm. I give it 2.5 network sponsors. The slightly lower than 3 because, yeah, you guys are right. It's it's not very interesting, only because it tries to deal with a subject matter that is too serious for the show to handle. I think.
We're getting serious now with Boom, are we?
Well, yeah, coming out with themes about how networks are handled and whatnot.
Yeah.
We can start by talking about Cartoon Network, but later.
We're saving that for later, boys and girls. We're saving that.
Anyway.
They're trying to put us on Boomerang! Oh!
Thank you for that random outburst.
Episode 4.
Yeah.
Alone Again. Unnaturally.
Yeah, I like the way I like some of the titles, like, it's Alone Again, Unnaturally.
Unnaturally.
Yeah. This was a bizarre episode to begin with.
This was bizarre. Yeah.
And that's what
but mind you, we had more bizarre stuff than this. We had a giant ancient golem last time.
Yeah, but but this one, it starts off with Sonic literally like in the middle of, well, supposedly everybody's gone. He's wearing a strange vest, and he can't quite remember what the hell happened.
Well, I think the Sonic imprint hole in the wall might explain that.
Yeah.
I like it when cartoons do that. Even though you can't do it, I just love the way it does it.
The physics of leaving your imprint without.
He used so much gel in his hair, it's now rock solid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's on his own in his whole village, wondering where everyone is, and I swear they keep doing this every time in every episode, where we're looking for Tails. Where is he? Oh, he's probably with Amy. Well, you snooze, you lose.
Oh yeah. Oh god, you remember that gag.
Yeah. Then he gets to Amy's house looking for them. It's like, oh god, they're not here. I mean, hello, they're not here.
Yeah, the little shipping joke they've done.
They've done it so many times.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, but that's because the fans love to pick that stuff apart, you know?
They do.
Well, I am a theorist, so yes, I will pick it apart.
Yeah.
Piece by piece.
Yeah. And then we get sort of a flashback to how Sonic got in this mess in the first place, which is mainly testing out Tails' equipment and getting more and more bruised and damaged, and to the point where he gets the vest, he's like, yeah, I'm totally up for that.
We have to always do everything this morning? Absolutely. And also, the one gag keeps continuing is how everyone else just doesn't care for Tails' inventions. I got the speed vest. Oh, please send me a half-hearted applause. By the time you see what happens, you'll be three-quarter-hearted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Perhaps the best moment for this episode for me. Spoiler alert. We find out Sonic is.
We spoke
in another.
The last few episodes anyway. You're fine.
It's all right.
Yeah. Sonic has run so fast with this thing that he actually ended up in an alternate universe where there's just.
It was basically out of sync with the rest of the universe, basically.
He's like 1 second out.
Taking ahead of everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, which means for some reason that nobody else exists.
Yeah. Well, it depends how you. Well, let's be fair. Do you want to render a scene where Sonic, you have essentially a bunch of characters doing nothing and one moving character, or have a scene of one character moving and nobody else?
I'm just saying what would sort of make sense. Otherwise, okay. If this episode went any longer, it would turn into the Langoliers.
Yeah.
It's basically out of sync with everyone else. Like that in Doctor Who, End of Time Part 1, that's how the Doctor hides the TARDIS. He puts it 1 second out of sync with the rest of the world so no one can see it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what Sonic has done. He's on a different plane of existence.
It's basically the gang
not a dimension or a universe.
Yeah, it's basically Tails has to get him back somehow while Eggman's attacking, because why wouldn't he take this opportunity to attack?
Yeah, I think he's dead. Because he's not dead. He's still with us in a house. Dibs on his stuff.
Dibs on his stuff. Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember Styx is immediately like, if they're gone, I'm having their stuff.
And what about
he's still alive. Oh, Sonic is here. Ask him if I can have his hammock.
Actually, the line that made me laugh was when he's first running with the suit. He's just going faster, 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 faster.
Yeah.
Faster! I get
Whoa.
faster. Do it!
Do it.
All right, yeah, that's definitely Sonic's speed addiction right there.
He's a speed freak.
You know which meme people did that to.
Yeah.
That is a meme, and it is out of date, and they brought it back.
All right, well, Sonic Boom. If not dead, we'll bring it back.
But maybe a bit more funnier.
Yeah.
Oh, we have plenty of things to bring back here.
Exactly.
But
So
we'll have to wait for later episodes.
Yeah, although we do get kind of a sort of Back to the Future thing with Sonic going faster and faster and faster, along with Tails coming to rescue him.
Yeah, I swear to actually use some of the...
There is the music does sound like
the melody sounds like Back to the Future.
Yeah, like that. Type deal.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's there. It's not the exact tune, but
Like you said, it's in The Simpsons where they change one note or two, or whether to make sure it's not copyright.
The composition of it.
Yes.
I think is the right word.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's another line I like as well when Tails is explaining to everyone where Sonic is, and Knuckles goes, "Could you say that again? But this time, if you were talking to me."
This is talking to me. He knows it's like, I don't get this. Really, you're gonna have to dumb it down.
Knuckles' whole deal in this series is, in case you haven't noticed, I'm stupid, and I know I'm stupid.
Sometimes.
They've stuck with that all this time. I'm just getting used to it.
Yeah, I will say it's funny it's been about, how long this show's been on now for? It's since it premiered.
Coming into its third year.
Right, third year. I will admit, it's like, at this point, we went from everybody going bitching and crazing about why is Knuckles so muscly, and why is he now so fucking dumb? It's like, people are just kind of giving up on that now.
No, I still see haters all over.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I think majority of people...
It's
Yeah.
like, he wants old Knuckles, look at old Knuckles. This is Boom Knuckles, so
Yeah.
Boom Knuckles.
I mean, let's be fair, he may be a comic idiot, but at least he's a good comic idiot, so I can say that.
Yeah, unfortunately, the episodes focus on him are kind of shit.
Well, I'd say kind of productive, yeah, but that's a different story.
We'll tackle those fans in our next episode, but for right now...
Yeah, but, I will admit the best gag is probably at the very end, where after the day is done, it's like, Tails was wondering, how the hell do you keep up with this?
How do you keep your breakfast down? Like, sorry, but even some secrets that I can't share with my best friends.
So, the mystery of Sonic's digestive system is yet to be explained.
And,
He's got a fast metabolism.
Yeah.
well...
That's it. That's the reason why. I have a fast metabolism.
And here's another thing, apparently in all of the Sonic games, if you can play as different characters, essentially they all have the same moves or same functions and whatnot. But only when you hit a TV series, Sonic is the only one who's fast, and everyone else complains about. Everyone else has bodily issues when they attempt that level of speed. I'm
only remembering Sonic Adventure DX, Sonic Adventure, because when you pick the speed boost with Amy, nothing fucking happens.
Okay.
Tails gets faster. Even Big gets fucking faster when you get the speed boost, even though you don't
with him,
necessarily...
you need to go well, that bloody character, you need him to go a little bit faster.
Yeah, 10 feet to the fishing hole.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
I can
really?
save half a second.
But still, let's be fair, I mean, everybody said, somehow Robotnik has managed to outrun Sonic in most of the final bosses in the original trilogy, so...
Because Sonic holds back.
Either that or Robotnik's got robotic legs.
Either way.
Yeah.
This episode... this was the first time I could genuinely rewatch it afterward and say, yeah, this was good, this was funny, I like the gags in here.
Yeah.
I've seen this episode 5 times. I like it. I give this another 5 stars. It was just, the jokes are funny, the actual plot...
The setup.
The plot was actually good, even though it is just definitely a obvious homage to Back to the Future. If more Doctor Who did actual Back to the Future with this phasing out of the thing. The characters had funny. They all had funny lines. Eggman's attack, even though predictable, made sense. Like, Sonic's gone, let's attack.
Mm-hmm.
And getting Sonic back was the big climax. It was a complete episode to me.
I give it 4 busted treadmills out of 5. Because
Wait, I missed it. Do it again.
for pretty much everything that you just said, I think that this one came together.
Yeah. I give this, for me, it's probably a 4. I've not seen it again since I've watched it, but, I give it a 4. It's still a great episode, fun. I like somehow Sonic's surprising attitude to keep going through this and coming through surprisingly okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, fun episode. A really good episode.
Okay.
Episode 5, or what I'm listed I'm looking at, episode 57, if you're keeping up.
Yeah.
The biggest fan.
Oh boy.
Took the
This
words
is
right out of my mouth.
Right to the heart.
Oh.
Into the
Well, maybe not right to the heart, more like kind of to the side, so you can still alive but feel the pain.
Oh, this episode is. This episode is the episode that I think this fan base deserves. There's so many.
Yeah,
There's so many different reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, how it's Team Sonic, as I was telling Nikki earlier. It's Team Sonic reenacting Misery. How could you not love this? Because this would totally
My question
happen.
is, what kind of 6-year-old and above is going to get Misery?
Well, that's
It's
just
hard enough for them to get Groundhog Day.
Well, okay, let's put it this way, just for you boys and girls. If you don't know what Misery is, it's basically guy gets involved in an accident and is stuck in someone's house, and that person will not let them go.
Because they stopped writing their favourite book series.
Yes.
This is kind of the same, where Sonic's biggest fan, who happens to be a anteater.
Yeah, that's a new character.
A taper.
Tapir, there we go.
Yeah.
I didn't know what a taper was. I had to look that up.
Yeah.
Who would know? It looks like an elephant morphed with a warthog, you know?
Yeah.
It's an anteater.
Yeah, Taper is his biggest fan, even wears Sonic's branded t-shirt.
And he's even giving him advice during fights and even cooling him off afterwards, so he's that type of person.
So, eventually he comes up with a nice to, you can be my personal assistant. Very personal assistant.
Yeah.
To a point where he no longer needs him, and he kidnaps Sonic.
Well, he gets him in a car accident, that's the thing. He gets him in like a little accident in a vehicle, and then gets him in the body cast and stuck in a cabin in the woods.
Which should not be... It should not be a surprise that the cast thing was just a setup, because he... Even in the last episode, he went faster than ever before and smashed into the wall and got up fine.
Still managed to walk it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
And apparently, in there, the pictures of Sonic, and this person has written Sonic fanfiction and wants to roleplay as Sonic and Sonic as Tails.
Yeah, so basically he's saying, I want to be the hero, you're the second man.
Mm-hmm.
When Sonic tries to escape, it's like, you try to move because I noticed the actual pictures were actually a few degrees off. It's like, no, I was just really trying to get the new other fanfiction. Sonemi, spicy.
Lizzie. Oh, please, everybody does that.
Again!
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's not just that. I mean, there's also a bit where he's doing a portrait of Sonic and it says, I just need to finish the arms and get rid of the tan.
Yeah.
I did not pick up on that.
Oh,
Okay.
trust me, if you're a Sonic fan, you probably know about the whole ordeal about the guy going ballistic over a cardboard cutout of Sonic with blue arms.
Freaking Chris Chan at the GameStop.
Is that his name?
That was Chris Chan.
That was
Right.
Christian.
Right, that will be now in my mental I'm now mentally putting it in my brain as twat.
Yeah.
And when he says about the Sonemi thing, it's like, I think that's only put there to be rudimentary and everything. It's like, yeah, the Sonemi thing is obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't
Like,
it?
I like Supersonic and Tails. It's like, please don't go there.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Isn't there a gag where it's like, oh, here's another one. It's like, but it's not official. It's not official, or something like that. It's just something like it's not canonical.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it does a gag like that.
The whole every moment of this where they're essentially poking fun at the fan base, and I think it's, I shall say this, not the entire fan base.
No,
just
not
really
No.
hardcore fans.
Basically the loopy ones, the ones that get all the attention in the news and say, "Oh, look at this depraved loony."
I know it. This person did something. It's a good example that the entire fan base is shit.
Yeah.
This
Fuck you.
it's targeting the type of person that calls themselves miles per hour, comes up with makes Tails into an Indy car racer and plays with his belly button. These are those. Yes, that guy that I talked about last season.
Oh dear.
I was thinking of the people who right at the end of Sonic 4 announcement trailer and complained that the certain frames per second did not match up with frames per second with the classic games.
Oh, bloody hell. Yeah. So that said, it's
Shut up.
no. Though it's funny because the rest of the gang actually say that this is going to end badly and we're going to have to help you out, which they do, and then they end up getting all caught. And I did think, oh shit, are they going to end it with like them all stuck in this house and thinking, oh, I was actually a bit curious, what the hell is it going to end? I was like, how are they going to get out of this? And then luckily there is a happy ending.
Of course they weren't really injured.
Pretty sure in this episode they say to Sonic, I think you ever did it with the sports tape.
Yeah, that gag.
Yeah, that's definitely an overreaction.
Although I will say that it does have a climax of the gang trying to beat up the fan while they're all in a cast, and it's pretty. Again, if you ever try to imagine someone beating up someone while you're stuck in a net brace or your arms are pulled up, it's pretty hard.
You're Batman.
Exactly. So it's not easy to do, as they've shown.
Actually, I was getting more of a Frankenstein vibe out of that.
You could do that, but like I said, they get out at the end. The cast are just was it papier mâché or something?
Yeah.
They were real cast, but you know what? Those guys can just break out of anything.
Yeah.
Especially Knuckles. He can just.
I was going to say, I mean,
he can just sneeze and break out of it.
Exactly. I'm surprised they didn't do a gag like that. But anyway, they get out at the end. Although I will say this before I get to the ratings: the way this episode ends is both funny and yet somewhat mean-spirited in a way. In the sense that it ends with them saying, I learned my lesson not to take fandoms like that seriously again. It's like, can I have your autograph? And just fucks off. And they all start laughing.
Some people thought that was classic Amy. She kind of does, but at the same time...
It's probably the same actress, just doing
that
voice. But the fact is, you think about it in this sense that joke is basically, admiration to him gives them terror.
But that whole scene, that line at the end there, that was just another nod to how misery ends. I know, but
I'm just okay.
Yeah, I'm your biggest fan. Thank you.
Yeah.
No,
Thank you.
your biggest fan. Thank you. No, the biggest. Go away now.
I've got a camcorder.
So, what do we think, rating-wise?
3 for me. It's funny, but not too overly funny. Because some of the knocks against the fan base is, one, well-deserving, but two, kind of, you kind of can't tell whether or not you're making fun or just being humorous about it.
I would give this like a 3.5. I mean, like I said, I think some people are going to take it like, are they generally trying to piss us off? But I do think that the intention is it's for fun, and we're making fun of the over ridiculousness of it. That's the whole gag of it. So, and like I said, that's part of the fun of Boom, is that they get away with a lot of these other aspects of Sonic that you couldn't really do in like any of the major games because, well, they've got to sell games. That's the...
I give it 5 Chris Chans out of 5.
and then calling the police afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, only because what this episode tells me is that they're paying attention to the fan base. They're not just paying attention to the fan base here. They have obviously read the fan fiction that they're making fun of here. I've read fan fiction before where they don't sound anything like the characters that you see in the games or the TV shows. It's just sort of like, let's say whatever the hell we want. And
let's make Sally Acorn the alpha female in a high school. Make her the bitchiest bitch that ever bitched across Bitchville.
Oh God.
mm-hmm.
That kind of thing.
It's that kind of fan fiction, not like the. I genuinely read some good fan fiction back in the day. This librarian guy one time who was a really big author, not a big author, but he was really big into writing and whatnot. He had some really good epic pieces that were not necessarily dumbed down for kids or anything, but in terms of knowing how the characters operated, he had it down. There is great fan fiction out there, and this one takes the piss out of the bad stuff, out of the not so likable fans.
Yeah. I mean,
and
like
that's what I enjoy about it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is clearly, it understands what's happening in the fan base. It's like, we'll just look, you know it, we know it, and if you have as much intelligence and sanity that we know you have, you'll enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes.
mainly us three. I don't know about the rest of the world, but we'll see.
Indeed.
Yeah. Episode 6, aka episode 58.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you can do, I can do worse.
Enter
sorry.
Ian Flynn.
Exactly.
Ian Flynn of the Archie Comics fame.
Yeah.
The one who single-handedly tried to save it after Ken Penn has fucked it up.
Yeah.
And he's still getting crap because
Just because.
Just because after everything he's got Sega breathing down his neck. And
well, Ken Penn has fucked everything up anyway, but that's a completely different story, and I've already called him an asshole 3 times already.
Yeah. So Sorry, I was going to say, I do find it funny that he wrote this episode, not the biggest fan, because I would have thought, like, a guy like him would have written an episode like that. I've not read any of his stuff, but I thought, like, surely in the Archie comics they do this type of poking fun or, like, wink nudges anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So,
another thing about this episode is that this episode, I will say, is it is mostly focused on the three characters, Sonic, Eggman, and Tails. The rest of the characters barely have anything to do with it.
Yeah, actually, just before we go on, I just remembered in the episode we just talked about, Styx wasn't in at all. Maybe she just realised, I know this is going and I'm getting out of it before it starts.
Anything you can do, I can do worse. Basically, is the age-old trope.
You think
One
you can
person
do this
tries,
job?
you can think you could do this job, do the job, and Tails takes it up on Eggman's offer, trying to catch Sonic.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, he has the same trap 5 times.
Yeah, he has difficulties trying to do it as well. He has the same difficulty as Eggman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do I enjoy this episode so much?
Because it's about
Because
it's about your favorite character.
It's not just about the favorite. It's not just about a favorite character, but also one rule of comedy, especially in a 10-minute format, is figuring out how a character does not behave. And I think what was making me laugh about this is that I don't think I've ever seen Tails so motivated with pride before. I mean, he goes. I like to think maybe he's tapping into his primal instincts and actually, being a fox trying to catch a hedgehog here, but this is
going deep here, aren't we?
Yeah, this is. He gets so frustrated by the end. It's kind of a good laugh, I thought, and I really like the facial expressions in this episode too.
Actually, that's a question. Sorry, this is a question. Do you think from the couple of episodes, do you think the animation has gotten better or worse from your point of view? And I'm just curious if you've noticed any of the major changes in that.
It's
definitely better.
It's
in
better
performance, in expressions, in that sort of department.
Yeah.
In terms of performance and expressions, it's been a lot better in some of the episodes that we've seen here, but then again we have multi-tails, which we'll get into next time, I think.
Oh yeah, we don't. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they spent all of their good animators already, but in this episode, I'm looking at it and I find it amusing. Okay, so they bet the loser of this wager. I kind of feel like this is a bit of a trading places type of thing.
All right.
Myself, but that's a vague comparison. The loser of this wager gets to sing a romantic song at karaoke night.
Yeah. I actually said this to you before we chatted. I do think, like, so far the episodes I've seen, I do feel a bit like Tails is getting kind of the shit end of the sticks in some of this. I mean, particularly this one, it is like, I'm trying to capture some hedgehog, and I'm not giving up until I do. And then he ends up doing it anyway, and then accidentally capturing the other gang, and then Eggman, you pretty much knew the joke was, okay, Tails is going to catch Sonic, and of course Eggman's going to come up at the last minute to get him. But what I love, the best gag, is the fact he doesn't, because he's arguing with Orbot about something.
Yeah, about what actually is a good ice pun.
Exactly. So his plans were ruined by ice.
He's being a typical supervillain, waxing about his ego, instead of actually doing it.
The thing at the episode is, like, he captures everyone else except Sonic. Like, he captures Knuckles in a barrel.
Yeah.
Then he captures Sticks in a bear trap.
Yeah.
Apparently Sticks saying, "Oh, it's lovely. I like a new hair accessory."
He gets Amy in a pile of boulder, which for a minute I did think, like, have they squashed Amy? And then you get shot inside, think, oh, thank God for that.
There's another Son Amy thing as well. They're going for a walk together. When the hell do you see Sonic going for a walk with Amy?
Well, remember in just a minute, the episode where Sonic has to get the library book back, and we get a flashback of...
Oh yeah, they're taking us over, and also in Double Doomsday, they go to lunch together.
Exactly. So they have. So we can at least assume they have at least met each other socially outside of battles and group meetings. So.
I'll just wait until my theory comes out.
Oh god. Okay. Yeah. But again, I will admit that the funny thing is, it's funny because when I watch the show, I do actually get a bit worried when the characters are in jeopardy a little bit, because I do think it's like, how are they going to get? I know they're going to get out. I know it's a show that they're not just going to kill them off at the very end or at the climax or any of that stuff. But I do get a little bit like, oh, I hope everything's going to be okay. But that's my attitude, I know in the end the smart part of me is like, of course they're going to get out. You know how story structure was, but the little kid in me is like wondering, oh shit, they're in a real pickle.
And from a fan service side of things, I can't help but nitpick about one single line.
Go on.
Which confirms an off-screen romance going on, I think. I kind of promised Zoe I'd move these barrels for her. It was quick. It was something that I picked up on. And I said, yeah, okay. So maybe there's an off-screen romance going on here. I'm assuming it's still a romance because otherwise why would you pick up a barrel for somebody?
Yeah, well, remember in Fire in a Crowded Workplace, it ends with Percy somewhat flirting with Tails, so you don't know. People can get attracted with that little fox.
And that was never mentioned again.
I know, but maybe that's the thing. Maybe, like I said, Tails just seems to be getting a lot of his plans or adventures seems to be going wrong a lot of this series, and maybe that's the one good thing in his life. He's got someone to go home to. Who knows?
But, unless something actually asks Amy out.
Well, I think they're noticing that Zoe as a character has kind of a side fan base now within the Boom community.
Hell, I noticed
they have her on the leaderboards in the Sonic Dash game. She comes up.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they have some of the characters.
She comes up as a character, so they're picking up on something here. They have to be noticing that.
I'm not too sure Hardlight has anything to do with Yui
No,
Entertainment.
it's just like one of those things. As you play the game, it tells you how far you've been.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't think Hardlight is that well enamored with the fan base.
It's probably the case Sega said.
It is a character's name.
Yeah, it's probably Sega going, put it in. Why? Just do it.
Well, the only thing missing is that she was not present at karaoke night. So
she hasn't been. Have we seen her this series at all? Has she actually been in the background at all?
No.
No.
All right.
We have some few new background characters, but nothing, no names as of yet.
No, I mean we still got Dave, we've still got Morris Lady, we've still got some of the Lightning Bolt Society guys running around. So usual stuff.
And the last thing I want to say about this episode, you guys know, okay, Boom Writers, you know you want to do a musical episode. You know you want to do it. Okay? And you've got 2-parters coming out. So
who's to say that's it?
Here's an opportunity for you.
I guess the question, have we heard all the characters sing at some point now? We've definitely heard Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails.
Except for, we haven't heard... We've heard Eggman sing to himself in the shower.
Oh, yeah. Scrapping all day long.
We've heard...
Apparently the script has said, sing a tune.
We've heard...
That is a fact.
All right.
That is confirmed by Pollock.
Yep.
Yeah, we haven't heard Amy sing or Styx or anything.
Well, no, actually we have.
We have. It's just... Styx's singing only works on golems.
Yeah.
Oh.
Although, whether you count that singing, that's down to you.
And Amy tried singing as well, but no one liked it either.
No, well, the giant didn't like it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, now I remember. Oh, Styx singing the...
Rock a block.
I blocked that out of my memory for a reason.
Let me guess, did you put a... Is that what you did when you put a bagpipe in the wood chipper to drown that memory?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Okay.
Ratings 3.5. Fun episode. Not many use of the characters, but has some good humor.
Yeah.
And again, good plot. Very, very typical, but good. It works for the characters.
Exactly. It's a formula we've seen before, but we've not seen it with these characters. So yeah, 3.5. I like the ending though. I like the very last joke at the end where Amy says, "You won't realize you lost the bet. Don't tell Tails."
4.5 barrel fetishes out of 5. And will somebody take that song and turn it into an actual thing?
Who knows? Maybe there's a full recording.
There will be some impressionists out there.
No, I bet you, depending on what happens with the show, maybe someone years later, will have all the recordings of each of the actors singing, and maybe they'll release it on SoundCloud later on. Who knows? So.
Okay.
So
episode 7 or 59. I can see Sonic Sphere from here.
Yes.
See as in SEA, the big blue wobbly thing.
The big blue wet thing.
Yeah, the blue going into the big blue.
Yeah, although, actually, very quickly here, I'll just get this off my chest very quickly. It's funny you mentioned that, because I remember watching an episode of Ben 10 Alien Force, and they had this clip of them they're in a spaceship falling towards Earth, and literally, I'm not joking, this is the line they said. Someone says, "Head for the ocean. Which one's the ocean?" As in, they were so thick not to know that there's the big blue bit, and there's all the other hard bits everywhere else.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh, sorry, I just want to get it off my chest anyways, this stupidity, because I like the fact that people say, "Oh, Sonic Boom's just a dumb show." It's like, oh, you don't know dumb until you've seen some of the shit I have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sonic Boom's dumb. It's meant to be dumb. It's a comedy.
And it's funny. Unlike other comedy shows we can mention.
Ricky Gervais.
Oh, jeez. Don't get me started.
Anyway,
I can see Sonic Sphere prepare. Well, yeah, we go from one episode which establishes Sonic Sphere of Water to Eggman taking advantage of that by you guys.
Exactly.
Pretty much setting up a tidal wave machine in a submarine in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah. No, it's funny because, like I said, the episode we just did, it actually, Tails' trap ends up with Sonic literally on the ice bit in the first episode of Sidekicks. He actually ends up dangling on there, worried he's following the ocean. And this one's a full-blown, yeah, Sonic, you're going to have to get in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the one trope. It's like the biggest thing. It's like it was just a normal mistake of Yuji Naka not understanding that hedgehogs can in fact swim in water. They thought they couldn't. That got changed to a fact of, yeah, Sonic can't swim because he's afraid he suffers from hydrophobia.
Okay.
And that's been a fact ever since.
Yeah, but funny enough, try and get back to the cartoons, because if you watch Adventures in Sat AM, he actually doesn't have that fear. Yet in Underground X and Boom, they re-established that full blown.
Like I said, it wasn't really established that Sonic could swim.
It wasn't a character weakness that people.
No,
really
it wasn't until like the comics started going further. It's like why can't Sonic or Hedgehog swim? It's like, oh, maybe because he's afraid of water.
Mm-hmm.
Still, yeah.
I will say from then it became a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, we get like you said, Eggman builds a device that they have to literally leave the island, once again a new location underwater, and it does look pretty good, I will say.
Oh yeah,
water animation does look good.
I was expecting Dory and Nemo to swim by. But,
they wanted to be cheeky. If they wanted to be cheeky, they would have done that.
Yeah, this was somewhat teased in Sonic Boom Fire and Ice.
Yeah, because
they have the scuba gear on.
Yeah, scuba gear. I will admit, I mean, what do you think of the design of it? I mean, particularly you, Dan, since you're sort of the Sonic design man.
It kind of reminds you of the prototype suits for Sonic Riders.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Right.
Other than that, it's like, it's okay, it worked for the characters. It's just, why does it have to be pink, red, and blue? What kind of bit more different colours because Amy looks naked in it.
Yeah. Well, clearly Tails thought about the colour scheme for each of the characters.
Yeah, it was a Power Rangers Tails.
Oh, you won't know what that is in his universe.
Go Team Sonic. Oh.
I'm waiting for the usual suspect to do a Sonic Boom version. He's done Jurassic Park with Down Thunder.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, it's funny that we got to see an episode taking place, some of it in underwater, and, again, new location. It was, again, a fun new place to check out. I was surprised, actually, how particularly it starts off with to overcome Sonic's fear of having saw the ego first dumping water on his head, and then leave him in the middle of the ocean in his outfit with
it's a glass of water. It's harmless. Chucks it on an outlet and nearly burns the house down. Okay, bad example.
Yes. Oh dear. Yeah. And again, there actually is a point where Sonic is in danger because they try fighting underwater and it doesn't work. None of their normal stuff actually works underwater, and his tube gets smacked and he's going to drown, and then it's up to Styx to save the day. And particularly, the shot where she jumps, there's a slow-mo shot of her, like, in the air, diving into the water. If you look, she's got the classic pupils again. So
is the real Styx, or is the real Styx the evil Styx? There's dark Styx?
No, it's the case someone forgot the pupil colours right again.
Or maybe they're reaching Futurama levels of writing with this with little things in there that you may not have noticed the first time around, but then the next time, sometime in the future episode, they'll come back and reestablish that.
Knowing them, it's probably like, hey, wouldn't it be great if we did this little side gag? Yeah, and then they go, shit, I don't have an idea for an episode. Hey, what about that thing we did a few years ago? Yeah, do that.
I met out with a woman from a radiator planet. That's a radiator. Is there a burn unit around here?
Oh god, yeah.
Several episodes later, in a basically dream sequence, he had good snoo. There's a radiator there.
Oh,
with all his past lovers.
Oh dear. Well, there you go. That's basically, let's take one joke and somehow let's make it look like we planned it all along.
Mm-hmm.
But
oh yeah, I'm even looking at the Sonic Wiki right now. It's It's got the goose listed. When Styx is shown in midair before diving into
Yes.
underwater, her eyes are black and her nose is missing.
Yes.
Wow.
I so care.
Well, somebody did to write that in.
Okay.
So
Well, shit.
overall, the episode's like it's just the one big trope of Sonic. We haven't really talked about the plot, but the entire plot is Sonic
You
hates
said it,
water.
it's like everything
Sonic
exploits
hates
Sonic's
water
fear. Yeah.
at this point in the fear. That's the entirety of the episode.
Yeah.
He wraps the seaweed around the robots and uses them to actually knock over the machine, and that's it.
Yeah. Although, funny enough, there is...
2.5 out of 5.
All right. Although there is a few scenes where Sonic is saying, well, why don't I just stay on the land even if the rest of them...
Yeah, he's trying to prolong
He's
the
trying
actual
to...
danger
He's so trying
because
to
he doesn't
chicken
want
out.
to go there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it ends even with them saving the day and Eggman floating away with the ghost scream. Somebody actually pointed that out. He basically says, so, Sonic, I guess you finally come over your fear. Are you kidding? You made it worse! So it's facing your fear only makes it 10 times worse for your future.
Yes. I give it 3 Tommy Thunder name drops out of 5.
Yeah, I give it
I like it when they do underwater episodes, period, because it's such a nice location to look at.
change of pace.
Except we have to play the level versions of them, in which case they can fuck right off.
Yeah, but that's the difference between watching and playing.
And but I seriously had to look this one up while we were talking about it because I didn't.
You couldn't quite remember?
I couldn't quite remember everything. No.
Okay.
It's more memorable than Nutwork. It's just that it's the episode where Sonic has to face his fear, and that's about it.
Yeah. Like I said, for me, it's a 3. It's a okay episode. Nice change of location.
It's only more memorable than Nutwork because it was more recent.
It all comes down to I remembered it, doesn't it?
But
I remember the biggest fan.
You're not gonna that.
And Alone Again Unnaturally and Space Again Apocalypse.
I'm just teasing.
Okay.
I'm saying as far as forgettable episodes go, that was more recent.
Okay.
The last one for this session, episode 8, also 60, The Midnight Hour.
In the Midnight Hour.
Styx is taking up mixed martial artist.
I was like, all right,
we're going straight in this way. Just
straight in there.
Karate chop paint onto a canvas.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she hasn't already taken up that hobby.
Yeah, well, apparently
she had 80 cans of paint in a bar. Had nothing to do with it.
Yeah. But funny enough, there's a later shot in the episode where she's got a bunch of paintings, and funny enough, she actually has the painting of Amy painting a picture of the anniversary of her painting a picture.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's in there, definitely. If you rewatch, check it out, kids. She's nicked one of Amy's pictures.
She's nicked everyone's stuff.
Yeah, she does. Well, she's a feral badger, so...
That has to be an episode where she's a kleptomaniac.
Well, we did that, remember? We did that.
No, she's a hoarder, not a kleptomaniac.
Oh, yeah, well, okay.
Mm-hmm. And... Back to the plot. She notices that there's some specter-like being going into the TV network. Oh, there we go again, another network reference. And turning on their TVs at night and hypnotizing them.
Well, hijacking the signals into doing subliminal messages, supposedly, and we find out that this thing is called
the
Dreamcaster.
Yeah, which Sonic apparently likes the name of.
Yeah, did anyone else notice?
Yeah, because the eyes are swirls and the Dreamcast and.
I was going to say...
I missed that system.
I'm just saying, they did 2 jokes. One, they named it after a console, and 2, they basically used the character's eyes as like, oh yeah, that spirally thing.
Dan? You miss it?
Yeah.
I got it. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
I got it right here.
Damn
He's
you.
holding up a Dreamcast, everyone.
The blue swirl is better.
I'm holding it up for
I know.
For our entertainment.
you hear that? I'm
Yeah,
tapping
I
it and it
see.
still works.
I see the Dreamcast. No one else can see the Dreamcast, but I see the Dreamcast.
Yeah, I'm just doing that for our listening audience.
Yeah,
See
a
that?
solid 28-bit 1999 console.
That's the tray opening and closing.
That's definitely Dreamcast because the PlayStation one sounds different. No, seriously, it does.
Yeah. So this
going
episode,
on.
so this episode is basically tackling the idea of Styx' paranoia, which they've done in a few ones, but this one's like properly like the rest of the town and even the gang don't seem to believe her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, it shares something with Nutwork in terms of maybe she's not all that crazy after all. But
Well, let's be fair.
Well, in episode 2, she called out, "Oh, he's gonna complete. He's doing this as a ploy, so he actually attacks us with Obliterator Bot."
But yeah.
What happens?
Yeah, she's basically doing the Cartman thing. She says something really out there and weird, and it turns out to be true.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, go on that.
We're still waiting for the government theory with violins. But
Surprisingly, it actually exists an actual official artwork of Styx running with a potted plant violin. Officially.
Officially, oh boy.
So, yeah. Another case of, oh yeah, this is a wink and a nod to something that only the fans would pick up on. The Dreamcast, da-da-da. They have a line in there where, like you said, Dan, where, is it a good episode? Well, let's see. We have them all dreaming about sugar plums.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, something I brought up, there's two things I actually want to bring up in this talk. In this talk, actually, because I was saying this to Viz. So this episode essentially is the whole town, even the gang, get hypnotized, which, again, is weird, because, again, the last time we had one was Battle of the Boy Bands, though we didn't really see physically anything of it. It was just, supposedly it happened. So we get to see it this time. And I did mention to James before that this is now the third time Amy has been either brainwashed or hypnotized by something.
Niki's been counting.
I bring this up because Shattered Crystal starts off with Lyric kidnapping and brainwashing Amy. Battle of the Boy Bands is all about that, and this episode again has it there. And the fact being that it ends up with everyone, pretty much, we'll put it this way: everybody is now a hypnotized zombie, and what was the one gag they do?
Thriller.
Yes.
Oh yeah, of course. You gotta have a Thriller dance.
Yeah. Although really this episode ends possibly, I will say the way this episode ends is actually quite good because it's Styx saving the day, and the only way she knows how by giving everybody tin hats. But not only that, she's got her tin hat. It's like a proper fedora.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
That actually did end up with one of my particular favorite gags. When Knuckles accidentally knocks his own head off and it lands on one of the civilians, and the guy's like, "This has been a metaphor for my whole existence. Not only will I be I will not be a character in the background anymore. I will have my own story."
And then Tails immediately takes up, "Sorry, we need Knuckles more than you do."
And his name's Wildcat.
Wildcat.
Yeah.
It may have an actual name, but it's Wildcat right now.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as, well, he actually called himself Wildcat there, now that you mention it. But up until this point, I just called him the one character that vaguely looked like Classic Tails.
Well,
now I know better.
Well, let's be fair.
Is it him or a different character who always gets the ice cream truck blown?
Oh, that's another guy. Yeah, that's one of the other background characters. But let's be fair. You take the goggles off Tails, and he is Classic Tails. Take away the belt and the goggles, it's him.
No, I mean, I'm talking about the fur color and everything.
Oh, right. Okay, right.
Yeah, Classic does not mean 1999.
All right, well, whatever.
We were way before you,
Yeah, well, we were.
Junior.
Yeah, no, he's not here today. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry,
I was
Junior.
talking to you.
Yeah, no, but I'm just apologising for Junior if he happens to be listening in.
He will.
Yeah, but it goes with also that saying that this was Eggman's plan anyway, because who else would do this?
Yeah, and the Dreamcaster take the hood away, and it looks like an enemy, looks like a robot from the Metroid series.
Yeah, it's a skeleton-like monster which Styx destroys by squirting paint in its eyes and then whacking it a few times and bashing into a wall, causing the hypnosis to be broken.
Oh, you know what? I just noticed this. Chekhov's paint swabs. The paint was a Chekhov's gun the whole time. No wonder they established that at the beginning.
Right.
Isn't Chekhov's gun basically you introduce it in the third act, but no one uses it?
Something at some point and then it pays off at the end.
No, you introduce it and nothing never gets used.
I think
it might do. I just know it's the fact that you introduce something and it never gets used.
No. The rule is if you introduce a gun in the first act, by the third act that gun has to go off.
Okay.
Otherwise, there's no purpose of eskestablishing it.
I thought that was a bad one, but okay, I'm getting it wrong. I'm getting
the
wrong way around.
No, the bad one is Revenge of the Fallen. They introduce a giant sun-destroying machine, and you actually never see it bloody work.
That's also called Whatever Happened to the Mouse.
Yes. There you go.
TV tropes, people, look it up.
Yeah, just look at that, kids.
I need to look up that one.
Anyway, so okay, what do you think of this one?
About middle of the road, 3 for me.
Okay.
It's a fun one. It's actually another good Styx-focused episode.
Yeah, it is a good Styx episode.
Better than Nutwork was this one I remember, but maybe because it's the one I didn't actually watch because of ship quality.
Yeah, we'll get onto that.
Yeah.
We'll get onto that. Yeah, for me, I'd say a 3.5. Like I said, it was a fun episode. The fact that this one took place mainly in the night, we haven't had that many episodes. We've had a few, but this one mainly took place in the night.
Then the only other one I could think of is New Year's Retribution.
Exactly. We haven't really had many night episodes much. I do remember, actually, the point where Styx discovers what the hell's going on. She says, I knew it all along. And then suddenly, she has a woman's shoe stuck to her hand. For no reason.
Yes, my foot is on the other hand.
Exactly. Just that. Just suddenly.
And she's brought the fourth wall, saying, yeah, what are you... Your reason why it doesn't work on you because you don't have a TV. What's wrong with you? What are you doing alone on Saturday night? It's like TV roster brand. You shouldn't. Everyone knows that, except you. You can keep watching.
So yeah. Again, Styx is she's in the show.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Isn't that the third time that actually did a fourth wall joke?
She's done it a few times. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? Maybe if they want to end this series, they'll probably have her just revealing the entire thing was just a.
I think that's like the fifth or sixth fourth wall joke talking about the viewers.
Yeah. But like I said, good episode. Like I said, odd that it's again surprising how it ended, and well, actually the way it ends basically. So you don't think I'm paranoid? It's like, yeah, we love you, you loony.
Maybe because we can't get rid of you.
Well, actually, I'll say this. The one thing I do say is that since season 2 onwards, I do feel that the gang at least care for each other. I still think there is that element that they still care for each other. Even when they have falling outs or get pissed off, there's always that fact they're always going to come together and do the right thing. So at least there's always that. And like I said, this one is Styx. Styx does the right thing.
Except in Cabin Fever.
Anyway.
So what was it out of 5?
What about you, James?
You didn't give a rating, Nikki.
No, I did. I said 3.
Okay.
4 mock thriller dances out of 5. Just because they did a pretty solid Styx episode here.
Okay.
My first Styx is still my favorite Styx episode.
Yeah, but still, we got another good one out of this.
Mm-hmm. Finding a good one revolving around here shall I say, a memorable one. Seems a little difficult.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty hard to come by, but so far, as out of the 4 that's focused on her, 2 of them are good.
Mm-hmm.
But at least we can say at this point the show is back up and running, and we can say it is getting good again.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I just hope that if we can actually get it on a TV station.
Yeah, because it's not like everyone in the entirety of the United States actually has cable with the actual packages of channels in the right order. I don't know why we have to have the entertainment channels with sports. Because I've got Cartoon Network, no Boomerang.
And
what the fuck?
And here's the thing: I'm looking at the Boomerang website right now. Are you guys sure? Because we talked about this before we did this podcast. Are you sure it's airing on Boomerang?
Yes.
It airs on Boomerang first. Then a week later, it airs on Cartoon Network. And the thing is that, again, not everyone has a cable package that has Boomerang. They just have Cartoon Network because it's part of certain packages. You have to pay more just to get it.
Which is odd,
like
because
which Sarah actually sometimes gets. Well, for a while, got the package with HBO to watch Game of Thrones. But it costs more, and all we really wanted was 1 or 2 channels.
Yeah.
Okay, because here's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the Boomerang website. They don't even have the show listed on.
Is it
on
a
the
regional
front page.
thing? I'm just kind of curious. Does it work a little different in the US? Because I know there's like different regions, like some packages and all that stuff, or like some channels.
I know that from the West Coast all the way over to the East Coast, if you have a U.S. based channel, then they should be showing the same shows on a national channel. But what I'm looking at, there's. Are you sure? I'm not seeing. Even if I look at TV Guide, I can't find any listings for the show.
I did see, bizarrely enough, it on Toon. Somebody actually had a link from Toonzone. Actually had the listing that was on Boomerang.
The thing is, I mean, aside from the whole fucking up with the listings, because apparently Cartoon Network wants to fucking kill the show before
but this is...
it actually gets hyped.
Yeah, actually, sorry, I put in here, because the weird thing is like, isn't Cartoon Network and Boomerang part of the same deal anyway? I mean, I know they're different channels, but they are under the same basic thing, aren't they? Part of Turner Television in that sort of sense.
Yes, but as you described it, Niki, Boomerang is a place where cartoons go to die.
And furthermore, we have Xfinity in my household, which has Cartoon Network, but it does not have Boomerang.
We have Frontier in ours.
There's a petition going on right now to have Boomerang be put on Xfinity or Comcast, depending on what you want to call it.
Yeah.
Same thing, and it's because of this, I'm looking at the ratings. The show's ratings have dropped dramatically. If you look on the Wikipedia article, they've got a whole...
TCC has one as well. They always do like a sort of weekly look back at them.
Yeah, because like on one of them, like Boomerang showings ratings was about 100,000 or so.
Mm-hmm.
That is small.
Yeah.
Cartoon Network's ratings is close to 1 million.
Just about 1 million, yeah.
Something like that. You get the point.
Yeah. So it pretty. And the thing is, I think it's like when Doctor Who was on the way out in the 80s, where apparently they only rated on the actual TV that was licensed. Because there's a thing called TV licensing in the UK.
Yeah.
I think it's the same as the cable bill.
Yeah.
And apparently they won't, even though their parents would be downstairs watching Coronation Street or whatnot, or EastEnders, the kids were upstairs watching Doctor Who. But because that TV wasn't on the licensing, they wouldn't register the actual rating.
Yeah.
It wouldn't register.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's the same thing, even though it gets higher ratings on Cartoon Network the following week, but because that's considered a rerun, it won't get the actual rating.
Yeah.
So I think Cartoon Network is just trying to kill it off and make way for more marathons of Teen Titans Go and whatever the fuck else Ben 10's doing.
Oh,
Yeah,
you know what they're killing it off for? You know what they're killing it off for? This is rich.
Powerpuff Girls.
I'll kill myself already, right here.
They're Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the TV show.
Fuck yeah, I remember this. Oh fuck me.
Really? This is what you're going to be pushing? Okay.
Off right here, right now.
Yeah. Let's get something honest here. We know for a fact that from when the first show aired, they didn't really have high hopes for it. They weren't really pushing it. They didn't have any they didn't have any advertisements for it that I saw. Even on the website, they weren't pushing for it. They just said, a little blurb at the end of it. Oh, Sonic Boom is going to be on here. And then when it picked up speed, thanks to folks like, I'm not going to just say us, but, folks like us.
TSSC, Mike Pollock on Facebook announcing when the next episode is.
Yes. Because of the mass internet push by the fans, it actually gained an audience. And only then did they actually start advertising for the show on the network itself. They were advertising. They made commercial bumpers and everything. It was all very professional. And now that they've moved it over to another channel and they're cutting down the ratings, I'm looking at the ratings. We're talking around episode 31 and 32. We're looking 1.5 million viewers, 1.26 million viewers. This could be a little bit off, and then you go to Tommy Thunder Method Actor. 0.56 million viewers.
Because no one knew it was going to come back on.
Yeah.
The
Even
only
then,
people who knew was the fans.
Yeah, bizarrely enough, after that episode, the show was off until October. So again, we were kind of like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah, they cut that for another month. Then they started cutting it. I can't even find it on TV Guide, and I'm looking at the ratings and I'm saying 0.18, 0.11, 0.09.
Yeah.
We know that they prioritize their homebrew shows. Yeah. And I don't want to slam everything that they do, because I like Gumball, I like Steven Universe, I even like the Powerpuff Girls reboot. Not everything that they do. Well, you're going to have to prove to me that the original series was spotless to begin with.
It wasn't spotless. It wasn't spotless, but it was so much more entertaining because it actually was about Powerpuff Girls, not their life.
Same thing.
But anyway,
moving forward, yeah, they do have good stuff on their channel, and I can't blame them for prioritizing or pushing that. But to me, this is an Outer Limits versus Twilight Zone type of scenario. Yeah. They deliberately put it in a different channel in a different time slot. It's dying out because of that. If you had such a vindication towards this show from the get-go, why would you agree to sign onto it, and why can't you just let it go to Netflix?
Yeah, this is
like Young Justice, really.
Yeah. This is something that is kind of annoying me because, this is clearly a disconnect from the people who make the show and clearly the people who actually put the thing on television, because that is the big difference at the end of the day. It's one thing to say, hey, I want to do a TV show about Sonic the Hedgehog, and then trying to find investors and develop it and basically say, this is what the show kind of is before we finished it, and then getting the episodes done and then finding a broadcaster to do it. And it's them at the end of the day who are basically saying, we're going to put this show on this day, on this time slot, yes or no. And to me, that's what's really annoying me is, like you said, I don't want to bash Cartoon Network from the creative side of things because they've done amazing stuff the last few years. But it just feels like the people who are literally there to push the button to say, have this episode on, they're kind of being dicks about the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, if it's right now, all the fans can save it, but if the Cartoon Network says, no, we're not doing any more, but yet Redo Productions and Sega want to continue
that's the other thing.
Netflix is probably the only one way to go, because we have shows like Skylanders on Netflix. We've got Young Justice Season 3, that's more likely coming to Netflix. Yeah. Either that or go to Nickelodeon.
Yeah, but that's the strange thing. Actually, I want to get onto Nickelodeon in a sec. But that's the strange thing, because this is a cooperative deal. it's Cartoon Network, Sega, Redo Productions, well, they're now Technicolor Animations since Series 2, and 2 other French broadcasters. And again, I'm kind of curious how this works. The deal is they have these shows put on different channels in different parts of the world. I mean, undoubtedly Cartoon Network is responsible for the English version of it, and the other 2 are about everywhere else. But it just feels like weird. It's like, are they genuinely just sort of not bothering with this? Have they done a deal to say, we're going to put it on our channel, but we're not really going to take it that seriously, depending on how we perceive it ourselves? So I do feel that, like you said, there is this genuine consent of, they had it on to say, got it on, but after the initial verb of it, they're just like, whatever, we're not interested. Let's just shove some other crap.
Mm-hmm. Who asked for a cloudy TV show?
Yeah,
no one.
Fuck me. I mean, I never liked the first Cloudy Chance of a Meatball film. I mean, I'm only gladly that the 2 guys who made that went on to do the Lego movies. At least they proved, they actually have some soul.
I actually looked at they're previewing that now. You could watch that early on the Cartoon Network app. And why is it when Flynn Lockwood has his face in the 3/4 position, his nose is separated from the center of his face?
Well, apparently Gumball did a joke about that, about why characters look the way they are in certain angles, and, well, really, there you go.
Yeah, but that can get away with it. That's fourth wall breaking. They did an entire anime-focused segment on Gumball's mother.
Yeah, that whole thing. No, Gumball's, the rivalry between Nicole and this other lady.
Gumball is the exception there because they have a premise where they can do whatever they want.
Pretty much.
That's an amalgamation of animation style.
Exactly.
You can,
and it works somehow. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I can't understand how they have a 2D kind of Flash style cat and a female T-Rex.
a CGI.
It's in CGI.
Yeah. It just, trust me, these are people who have either worked. I know some of the people who've done this worked in commercials and small stuff, so it's like they have experience. That's the key difference.
But anyway, fuck you, Cartoon Network.
Oh, sorry. No, we gotta. Yeah. Sorry, I'm sorry about that, but we gotta talk about actually the uploads of this. We've been talking about how it's been treated on television, but like you said, there are people out there who are making the show successful, at least telling it when it's on channel.
Well, successful as in actually keeping it alive.
Keeping it alive, but we gotta talk about the streaming of it. Yeah, we got to talk about the streaming of this. Now, the thing is that, like you said, most TV shows, in fact, your wife said this the other day, felt like, they probably don't upload it because of copyright reasons, which is kind of ridiculous, because you compare this to MLB.
It's true, because Sega did actually say to all the YouTubers who actually uploaded episodes saying, hey, we're going to do a sweep soon and take down all the Sonic Boom episodes, so you might want to remove that video.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
That was being fair.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, there's been streams of Family Guy with 24/7.
Yeah.
And Simpsons.
Yeah, so there's some...
And My Little Pony.
Yeah, that's the thing I really want to get the nub onto, is that, like I said, when MLP premieres on, the Discovery Network, there are at least, 3 or 4 Twitch streams out there that are showcasing the entire episode, cutting out the ads. And then about an hour or 2 afterwards, you immediately get, standard edition, HD, Dailymotion uploads of the full episode. And Hasbro have, surprisingly enough, not taken them down. I mean, ironically, I would say this is probably the reason why that has become such a phenomenon. And yet with Sonic Boom, we don't have that level of attention. Most people who upload them, they're either in bits, missing clips, faulty, or you get halfway through the episode and there's stuff coming out. It's like we're getting such shitty quality. We've resorted down to, I'm just going to put my camera in front of the television. I mean, for God's sakes, I did that when I first got a webcam.
Garbage.
I mean, I did that when I had a webcam for the first time, and I was a young, inexperienced kid. The fact we've gotten down to that level come on, guys. I know the people who do that probably because there's no other resort, but it's like, come on, guys. This is the level we're now at. This is not appropriate anymore. We need, particularly if we want the show to survive, regardless, even if it does well in the ratings or not, at least give us decent quality of the show.
That's why I now, thanks to their genius decisions on marketing this thing, I now have to watch it on Kiss Cartoon, which does offer some decent quality most of the time.
Yeah. In fact,
that's the reason why I couldn't. That's why with the midnight hour I couldn't watch it until, well, recently.
Yeah.
Because of the shit quality, and it's like, why is the video about 10 minutes long when every episode is 11 minutes and 20 seconds?
Oh yeah. In fact,
I want to cut out the intro.
They do cut.
11 minutes and 2 seconds is the episode.
Maybe they sped it up by 1%.
No, they took out the intro.
No, they didn't do that stupid thing where they speed it up and go, oh, they'll never notice everybody speaking with high-pitched voices. Ha 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 ha. Or we flip the image backwards.
The PC version of Batman Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
No, they did.
Oh, bloody hell, that's terrible. Anyway, we'll probably I want to end my bit here with saying this. As you were talking, like, when Boom first came out, they didn't really advertise it until it started to get, hit in the ratings. What's weird is that over here in the UK, when the show came on, they did like week-long adverts to say Sonic Boom's coming, new episodes, blah blah this, trailer ads, and even small clips of episodes that weren't even shown. They managed to do that all the way through the entire run, all 52 episodes. And since then, they have completely just abandoned it. It's now on like 7 in the morning in my end of the world, and no interest. There is no interest for that show anymore. And that really...
They have the studio, the actual channel has station. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
The station has no interest anymore because, we're going to make room for Cloudy because people want that, right?
Yeah, but on our side,
right? The films are nice, right?
Yeah, but on my side, they're replacing it with either Be Cool Scooby-Doo or there's a new show called Grizzly and the Lemmings, which is... Imagine Nolan in the North as a TV show. It kind of looks like that.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing that's pissing us off the most, because as we said, we think this is still a good show, right? I mean, in many ways, this show is similar to that of like Teen Titans Go. It's a big, daft, silly sitcom show. That's the type of deal. And both of them are very much, putting their hands in the air saying, we're silly, we're meant to be goofy and weird and just have a bit of fun, all right? The difference is that Teen Titans focus more on just really fast-paced, random stuff, whereas Boom is more about character-driven, comedy, really, because that's where most of the best stuff is. And the thing that really annoys me is that when you get to the nub of it, there isn't actually... Let me ask you this question. I'll end with this. When is the last time you saw a funny CGI animated comedy show?
Intentionally or purposely?
Intentionally. Like it was meant to be funny.
Well, we already talked about Gumball. But that's only
Gumball's
a fifth
like
of the...
a multimedia thing.
Let's see.
Not that I can recall.
Well, just because you can't recall it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
No, I'm just saying. I mean,
I was going to say reboot, but that's more action than comedy.
Yeah, but
and I was going to say Donkey Kong Country, but that wasn't intentionally to be funny.
it was.
It was intended to be funny, but not for the reasons that they were giving out.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, put it this way: the standard we've got on this stuff like Fanboy and Chum Chum, and really is like compared to the fact we got Boom at least, is like really Boom is a shining light in a dark, dark area of television.
Could be. I'll tell you one way that it could be worse. They could have done what they did with Bunnicula, which is.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking at a listing of 40 episodes. I know they only aired about 10.
I think they're primarily premiering them in the European area of the world, actually, more than the US.
And that show, I'm looking at the ratings, 1.06, 1.24. That's not bad. They just sort of pulled the plug on this for whatever reason.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to go into a whole rant about how The Legend of Korra has been shafted, even another program called Harvey Beaks, which I won't go into it, but go online, go and check out C.H. Greenblatt's blog about it. It's a pretty big deal, so go check that out.
Oh, Harvey Beaks is being out. It's being shafted for studio Nickelodeon reasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're about to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Basically, those are our thoughts on the first 8 episodes of Sonic Boom Season 2.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be back in another 7 weeks or 6 weeks, depending on
How we see it.
Yeah, pretty much.
We've already talked to it's hard enough to watch it, so if we're a month behind the rest of the world, our problems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, it'll take us about 7 weeks to get anything else, but at the same time, we don't know when this next episode will be up because Cartoon Network is a bit of a dick.
Mm-hmm.
And this rant has gone off quite a bit.
Yeah.
All right then. So shall we sign off?
We'll sign off.
Yep, just click on the annotations to go to their channels. Also, check out our preview, or click on the annotation for our entire playlist of the Sonic Boom TV podcast. I'm Sonicguru, and I'll see you next time.
Ciao for now.
We'll be back, hopefully, if we're not all mad.